So I pugged this 14 Rin Runner the other night. Tank's confident right from the start. Use your CDs, kick things. We're going to lust the first pull. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Whole run has energy like, yeah, this will be clean. And honestly, I believed it. We get to the end. We get to the last two bosses. We kill the boss and we all jump. We're missing count. Right? I know exactly what needs to be pulled, but I didn't pull it. I didn't take the second to grab the extra stuff. When I've done that before, I got bitched at. Even though we need it, I did it before. But this time I held back. And the whole rest of the run I'm sitting arguing with myself. Because the group we didn't pull is off in the alcove going towards the Dragonhawk boss. Do I step in and politely save the key? Or do I let the failure happen because it's not my key and I'm tired of the social friction that comes with trying to help people in pugs? I still don't know what the right answer is.
See, I think most experienced players have had this exact moment.
Are you a Mythic Plus enthusiast looking for more friends? Join our Discord. The link is in the description. Keys brick.
Timers are tight.
Skull dies last.
Welcome to episode 8 of Skull Dies Last, a Mythic Plus World of Warcraft podcast. I'm Digi, and today I'm joined by my co-host Day, who celebrated Cinco de Mayo way more than I did this week. Say hi, Day.
Hey guys, I certainly celebrated Cinco de Mayo. So much I didn't show up to raid. Of course, I told him I wouldn't. How was your week?
My week was pretty good. It was pretty low key. My life is being taken over by Tomodachi Life, which is a little like
I've never heard of it. Maybe I'm too old.
It's like Nintendo's version of like The Sims, I guess. It's like one of those little like cozy games where you use Nintendo's Miis and you create like little villagers and build up your island, and you get like clothes for them and get food, and they all have their own little personalities. It's fun.
Huh.
I'm still way too much of an altaholic in WoW, and
You don't say.
I leveled another 90 this week.
Oh my god.
I've got yet another on the go. So we're at 10 now. We're at double digits.
You're as bad as I was last expansion.
See, I've always been like this though. Like Burning Crusade, I had everything. Wrath of the Lich King, I had everything. Now we have like several more classes since then, but you know, I'm on the way to having the full set done. It'll be done in a few weeks. So that's a thing. I leveled my rogue, and I was like, oh, I really want to play sub rogue. Like they like pump out damage, and then I hit 90, tried to get it set up, and I was like, oh, I'm not good at this. And then more like real life stuff is it is too damn hot, too damn early where I live. Thankfully it's cooled off, but this upcoming week is supposed to be a little bit nutty as well. How about yourself? How was the week?
Meanwhile, it's been like winter number 5 here.
Correct.
So I kind of stayed inside. Did some Mythic Prog on Thursday. We killed dragons, so the guild is 5 of 9? 5 of 9, yes. That I feel like the Mythic fight is easier than the Heroic fight. I don't know why, but maybe we're a little bit more scripted in what we're doing, and you know, I'm one of 2 Augs in the raid group, and as everybody knows, I would much prefer to do keys, so I always politely like, hey, if people are begging to get in, I can definitely go do some keys. So, but you know, this week they're like, yo, we really need you. I'm like, okay. And the strat was we would take grips from one Death Knight. We would do 2 Evoker Wing Buffets, where we stood for the beam to soak, where we stood for the fear beam. You know, it was all scripted. In Heroic, we didn't go to that detail because it's Heroic. We probably should have. It would have made our life a little easier. That's always been the boss that has been like, ugh. Okay, pull number 1, pull number 2. Okay, maybe the 4th time. Okay, the 5th time. Okay, we got it.
Yeah, you smash your head against a wall enough, eventually you're gonna break through and take it down.
But it's not necessarily mashing we're not beating our heads on a wall because it's clearly farmable. It's just that there's a little bit of RNG, and some are not very good with RNG. But they are also not typically in the Mythic Clear or Prog pools. Either way.
Fair enough.
They want AOTC, just like me. AOTC, and, I'd be content doing keys, but it is nice to prog a hard boss, so, that's good. And then we made some pulls on Paladins, working out some stuff. That fight, I don't know, people were complaining about it in Raid, and I'm like, this fight's kind of fun. Except for I'm dodging shit everywhere, but, other than that, it's been a chill week.
Yeah.
Literally. With False Winter, number 5.
Speaking of RNG, my Shaman's RNG in our keys this week was really good.
What?
Yeah. So my vault on the Shaman was garbage. So I took the currency, got that extra bonus roll. So I rolled into our key week with 3 bonus rolls, and I already knew where I wanted to use them, and I used them, which was Agathar Academy, because I wanted the healer trinket, which got it first try. Love that for me. And then it was 2 uses in Windrunner, because there was a pair of boots and like a couple other items that were really I don't want to say really huge upgrades, but they were track upgrades. One being my weapon, and I think cape, and some tier piece upgrades. So I got my boots, which I was really excited for, and I also got my weapon upgrade. So I replaced my crafted weapon again with what would be my best in slot weapon to match my best in slot shield.
Nice.
So that was pretty big. That was some big upgrades, and I was really happy for that. And then we ran a lot of keys yesterday.
Yeah, it was a lot of maintenance keys for me for the week so far. No real big push either.
Yeah.
But I like to be in this spot. If you guys aren't aware, we record this on Saturday morning for Tuesday release. I did maintenance keys. I reran my key that I got out of the vault just to keep it at that. It seems like, I don't know if this is true. I haven't looked at the numbers, but it feels like we're seeing less people doing keys. And it might be because the looming upgrade system that's about to drop with the Nilhammer. I mean, maybe the numbers will show a little uptick when that drops, which is, I think, next week. Today, if you're listening on that day. Yeah, we sat in the queue for 30 minutes with a 15, when normally we found that those keys would fill up a lot quicker because people are chasing IO, and maybe we've fallen behind some of that initial wave just because, life. I doubt it though. I feel that people are kind of pocketing some of their playtime with their significant others and other life responsibilities for when they get extra power in the next week or two.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense to me, because it's like, well, why would I want to push right now when in a week, we're going to get 9 item levels on our weapon and 9 item levels on our trinkets.
Supposedly. I don't know if it's a straight up 9 levels, yeah?
I think,
Maybe.
I don't know if it's confirmed, but that's what I've heard going around, at least.
I know it'll go all the way up, but why would you want to give us 9 item levels immediately when you could stretch it out for 9 weeks? No, I don't want that, but I could see why they would do it.
Well, I mean, they do like to stretch out the release of these, so.
Right, I was chomping at the bit for it on when 0.5 came out.
Yeah,
but,
and then it comes out and it's like 2 weeks of this, and then they release it.
Like, I'm a little lost, but okay, cool. Anyway, so it's been mostly maintenance keys this week and last week. I knew this week would be kind of a little odd one for me. Not that I celebrate Cinco de Mayo with complete enthusiasm, other than it's an excuse to have a few margaritas. My household, we had a few margaritas.
Nothing wrong with a few margaritas once in a while.
Right. It was enough to feel pretty good. But, yeah, I mean, and I told the raid team that I certainly wasn't going to be there or available. I could take a holiday. So I took it. However.
Heck yeah.
In these maintenance keys was a doozy. So.
Yeah.
I queue up. I'm kind of warming up before I do the 15 to refresh the vault key. I'm like, well, Windrunner's got some stuff. I can use a bonus roll in that. And, I'm like, okay, 14. I could do that. I join in, they're listed 14 competitive. Like, cool. So hopefully they know what they're doing. Right? At least that's what I take competitive to mean, is like, hey, we kind of know what we're doing. And, we might play really well. Or sometimes we just have a bad day. But I view competitive as the listing in the thing is like, we know what we're doing. Or at least we know the basics of this. Anyway, so I join in, and the tank's like, yo guys, use your CDs, kick some stuff. We're going to lust on this pool. I'm going to need someone to kick a straggler if need be. You'll wing buffet them out of the bubble. This is a monk, by the way. And then they said they'll do Ring of Peace. They'll do Ring of Peace on pool to help knock some stuff in. And then I would wing buffet them out of the dome. And then they would have Ring of Peace back for the next one. And there was a shaman healer. And so, we had plenty of stops and whatnot. And I was like, cool, this is going to be smooth. This is going to be sweet. We're chucking along. We go down towards Dragonhawk boss. And, the outside balcony, where you have all that trash. There's that bump out on the left. and the tank doesn't get it. And I'm like, we're going to need that percent. We are going to need this. And then I wasn't necessarily paralyzed. I was still playing, but I was thinking, do I say something? Do I accidentally pull it by hovering in that direction and going, "Oh, my bad." You know, there's a little bit of passive aggressiveness to it, like, "Oh, oops." Or do I let it slide? And I previously have been yelled at for gathering stuff I know we absolutely must grab. But there is other stuff. Like, this is the first wing. This is not the last bit before we go up. Or go down and then to go up. But we didn't pull it. I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. I was there for the ride. Kill the boss, go to the next wing, kill the boss. We're not pulling anything on the next wing out of the ordinary. And I'm starting to really second guess myself again. Excuse me. That was a cough from hell. Anyway, I'm starting to second guess myself. We haven't pulled anything out of the ordinary on this next wing going towards the two bosses. Latch. Gosh, I can't think of the Banshee's name. Callie? Anyway.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Nothing. I know Latch because we have to focus Latch. Everyone seems to like drill in on the Banshee. I'm like, guys, we have a 4 million health point disparity here, or difference here, that we're gonna have to balance out. So I'm pinging Latch, so Latch is familiar. Anyway, we do nothing out of the ordinary. Then we go down towards the spinny boss, the guy with the bleeds, etc. We don't pull out anything out of the ordinary, and we all go up to the last boss. And I'm like, we are literally that bump out percent short. And what do I do? Should I have done something and be like, yo, we are missing this percent? Or just let the key fail? Thoughts?
It's one of those difficult things because, like, especially when you're going with a pug, you don't know if he's got like a slightly different route that he likes to do. So it's like, one side of me is like, oh, you leave it because, you know, clearly he's got a plan. You know, this is a 15. He's listed as competitive. Like, you know, he should know what's up by 15 or 14. So it's like, do you just go with it and trust that he knows what he's doing? But then on the other side, like, you're also like very experienced at like the high level key range. So it's like, well, you know, you're going to need this. So I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted. Like, it's not like it's his key to brick. So, you know, on that side of it, if he missed it and he fucked up, it's on him. But people are also really like uppity about things like that. Like, you know, if you pull to help out, they're like, "Oh, stop pulling," or
well, right, and like even as tank, you know, I don't necessarily. I have pulls planned in my head, like the first couple pulls we're testing the waters, right? We got our toes in the waters. Is our DPS okay? Although some of the pulls this season, there are 4 good dungeon lust start pulls, right? Where you start the pool with lust and you're using lust. Because the faster you can get lust, especially when you're when you're dealing with both tyrannical and fortified affix, you know, those pulls are good to just, maybe you get a little extra and you lust it all down. You want to get lust on cooldown is effectively what I'm saying. But, you know, after that, it's like, okay, now we have a couple of casters mixed in. Do we have the ability to kick? Are we kicking? Are we not kicking? Do we have the ability to handle this gargoyle and pit, etc.? So can we focus our damage and funnel, or at least recognize there's a priority target in each pool? Or are we just willy-nilly? And if we're willy-nilly, then I really just need to slow my roll as tank. Pun intended, as a monk tank. But, you know, I don't necessarily take great offense. It's just obnoxious if someone is adding stuff to something I'm either going to chain into, and they're doing it slightly early because we haven't finished a priority kill, and now we're adding another priority target, which is going to make the pool worse, right?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't dare do more than one gargoyle in a pool in Pit of Saran if we didn't have something for every pickup. Unless we were very good at recognizing a priority mob. Like, kill one of them fast type deal. Or you add one of those to each pool and you do it throughout the dungeon.
True.
So, what do I do? What do you do? How do we handle this? What is going on with our psychology? What is the sociology stuff going on? Why are we like this?
I mean, me personally, as a former tank main,
What? You're not going to tank again? Come on.
Former tank main. I'm definitely going to tank again, especially with the upcoming tunings. I'm like, right now I have like a semi-geared Brewmaster. It's 270. It's, you know, it's ready to roll, but I'm hoping with the upcoming changes that I can maybe play my warrior. Because if you remember,
how many episodes again?
The first episode or two, when I talked about tanking, is I wanted to bring it back to the warrior. So I'm hoping with the changes that it makes it a little bit nicer. Which honestly, I might just do it anyways.
Well, and I might actually play the paladin. You know, I shifted the monk. I've always liked a monk tank, and it's good. I know that they're flavor of the month. They've been meta, etc. And it's good to play a meta spec once in a while. But previously, they certainly had their issues, and it just didn't feel as well or as smooth to play some of the time in what was the last expansion? The War Within. And
yeah,
you know, it didn't feel as smooth. The paladin felt pretty straightforward, and I haven't played my Demon Hunter in a while. I don't know. But the monk is fast. It's quick. It's zoom. You know, a little faster than the paladin, and I like that playstyle. I know it gives you gray hair.
Maybe we should switch you to the paladin. Maybe I'll be able to keep up.
I'm sitting down to drink. That's okay. I got you. Oh my God, how are you at the end of the hall?
Yeah, slow down. My little wolf legs can only go so fast.
Why are you this far ahead? Oops.
Yeah. Monk is fun though. Also that's what I was gonna say is to your sometimes it's nice to play the flavor of the month. I started doing that with my druid last week, as the meta healer. I don't know if it's for me. What did I heal?
Different
we
play
got into
style.
some like we got into some like 10s and 12s. And like I did okay, but I don't think that style of healing is for me. Just like, for example, earlier this morning you asked me if I would ever play Mistweaver, and I said no because
But I think
don't.
you should. Honestly, I
mean,
do. Like I loved it.
I guess I can't. I shouldn't say no unless I've tried it.
What, you don't want
You
to
know
punch
what I
people to
mean?
heal people? Come on, that's literally healing the boss to death.
Yeah, that's true. And I said like I instantly said no because I'm like I don't want to do that. But then I thought about it and it's like, well, that's sort of what I did with the Pally. You know, I was getting in there and doing my damage, and that did a little bit of healing. Well, and like the way I played the Pally was certainly more just casting to heal, but I did get in there. So it's like maybe I'd be willing to try it. Also, we'll say that I would be willing to try.
Well, okay.
But the druid though, I
Well,
like
the
it, but I don't
druid
think
heals.
it would work for me.
Think of the druid heals like an onion. You have layers, right? You
Layers, and
want
then they
to
make me cry at the end.
Well, if you're missing a layer, you will certainly be crying. And you have your base, which is everyone's got like a rejuve, right? Everyone's got a rejuve, and now I can't remember if I don't think it's the Apex talent, but it's another talent where everyone can have 2. So you don't necessarily want to go overboard because there's some lulls, right? And you're just wasting healing, effectively mana. And but you want to know that this boss, back to Windrunner, the Banshees, right? They put a shield up and they're pulsating damage. And you have to break the shield and kick it. And that's a priority target. You want to get rid of that thing as fast as possible. Everything else is irrelevant. And, you know, I've been making some questionable choices in that dungeon as of late, trying to find time. Like, sure, I can watch someone's run, but I want to find something that fits me in terms of how I'm pulling this dungeon. And going towards the boss, you have another Banshee, and I've been adding that and trying to get it back into the other room, but it's free casting. I kick it, but it still doesn't move. And it bugs me that if I can't add it to the other one, which I think going forward I'm going to take it through out to the boss balcony, which is probably what people are doing. But that room that you're in, where that Banshee is in, where people would hug the wall on the right, especially early on, that pool is really tiny. Like, it doesn't feel... And maybe it is enough, and maybe I need to get over myself thinking that is not enough creatures in a pool to be efficient. Because maybe it's more efficient to live as opposed to get stuck on something and die, or let that thing free cast that pulse and die.
Yeah.
Because you can't line of sight that pulse either, right? Like, it's going through walls. It's not something you can line of sight, or at least if you can, I haven't been able to find the spot that works.
Yeah, I think taking it through to the next one is gonna be the play, because like the room before that, where we usually kind of park up, might not have like the most monsters in the world, but there's still a lot going on. So I would agree. I think the play would be to take it through, or going into the pool knowing we're going to take the room before into the Banshee's room, rather than going out to try and come back in, get stuck, and then I'm stuck behind trying to leap over poison. If we just straight up pull it all and take it in there, that also could be a play.
Yeah, I agree. But this still doesn't answer the question. Should I have stepped in on that run and pulled it or said something? Like, this tank is already giving off energy. Like, I know what we're doing. We're going to do this. We're going to be organized, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, cool. I feel great. And I'm thinking, we need this. You know, there are other creatures you could pull that could add it up. But some of them have a little bit more... I mean, we always skip them. I don't know. What would you do?
Let us know in the comments below. What would you guys do?
No, what would you do?
Me personally, like I said earlier, it's one of those things where it's like, it's this guy's key. He's listed as competitive. Like, he should know what he's doing at that point. So I personally would probably go into it expecting this tank to know his pulls, and if he's doing something different than I'm used to, or what I think he should do, I would probably trust that he knows what he's doing, which with a pug probably shouldn't, but you know, at the end of the day, it's his key, right? So if he does something wrong or silly and bricks the key, well, he bricked his own key. That's probably what I would look at it.
Well, maybe that's how I will look at it in the future.
Because people just get pissy too, right? Like I said before, in my like heyday of tanking, I hated it when people pulled. Like it was very frustrating. I don't mind it if I'm in voice. And someone's helping me out. Like you've added and pulled for me before, and you just said, hey, like, I'm bringing stuff, and I'm like, great, no problem. But when a random just grabs stuff and pulls it, it's like, okay, that's annoying. Like, you know, maybe I had a different plan. So
right, and I'm trying to be respectful to that plan, because I've been there, and you know, even in some of our maintenance keys, we've had some really not like terrible interactions, just a pushy person here or there, or someone who just you don't virtually get along with.
Like asking me for Sky Fury buff every time they die, when it's like, bro, I've already done it. You already got it.
Right.
Um,
I mean, the idiosyncrasies of humanity, right? This is the nuance in which we live in. So, if you guys would want someone to say something, tell us. If you guys would rather let the opportunity to fail happen, tell us that too. I am mixed personally. I would like someone to tell me, but also I want the opportunity to fail. So you can't have it both ways all the time. But you know,
I think maybe the way to go is to be like, maybe just tell them, be like, hey, you probably want to pull this rather than pulling it yourself. I know for me as a tank, I would probably, again, if I'm in voice and like you say to me, hey, we need this, I'm gonna bring it, no problem. But as a like from a random, I think I would rather them just type, be like, hey, we probably need that, rather than them just pulling it and bringing it. I think that's kind of where like on the tank, my tank viewpoint for that is probably where I'm at.
yeah. Okay.
Because then you know, they've done their due diligence of telling me, heck, hey, like, I think we really need this, and if I ignore it, then it's, you know, then it's on me.
So Digi, what's upcoming? Anything on the horizon?
A couple things. One that I am excited about that we've briefly mentioned earlier is tank tuning. They are adjusting a few of the tanks, and I am quite excited.
Oh yeah, I might
And
I might be able to play my paladin.
yeah, paladins seem to be getting a pretty decent little buff there. I have it up here. Paladins, Warriors, Death Knights.
We'll certainly take it to some keys this week to get some vault, so we have a choice. But you know,
yeah, I might have to bust out the Holy Priest to go with your Paladin.
Nilhammer, yeah, doesn't that come out?
Yeah, Nilhammer, I believe, is actually finally going to be usable this week to get our weapon and trinket upgrades going. I don't know if it's going to be like the full just wham bam and it's done, or if it's going to be like upgraded in sections over weeks. I'm pretty excited to see that, but you know, nice little power boost for our characters, help us push some higher level keys.
Yeah, I didn't feel that, you know, watching Wowhead, I didn't feel that we were really prepared for how these systems would work. I also keep an eye on YouTube, and my go-to resources didn't necessarily have a video on upcoming stuff, particularly this part. Like, there's upcoming stuff, obviously, but on how this works, it feels like this bit has been kind of a mystery, and that's either good or bad, right? But you know, I'm excited. If it's out, great, cool. If not, you know, I guess I'll wait yet again.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not, it's another week of maintenance keys, and you know, we'll have that tank tuning so you can get your paladin rolling, get it caught up. I mean, I'm okay either way. I would like it to come out because I would like more item level and a little bit of boost to my healing on the shaman. But if it doesn't, you know, running like 4 hours of maintenance keys last night was a lot of fun. So I'm okay with another week of that, or even an alt week, like jumping on my paladin or my priest or one of the other 10 90s that I have and running some lower keys. Like I'm down for it all. So I'm perfectly okay either way.
Yeah, same. What else is on the horizon? I guess point 7 made it to the PTR, so keep an eye on, Wowhead and other sources, or other content creators who cover that stuff. I'm excited that maybe there will be tank variety. It's not a bad thing that there's a meta. Like, there's always going to be a meta. Someone is always going to math out the most optimal thing to do in group composition and how to play. Like, that's always going to exist. What is irksome or worrisome is if the meta is one tank, and say, for instance, you're a paladin enjoyer, right? That's all you play, and you play prot paladin, and everyone is looking for brewmaster. So maybe you start doing ret, but it's not as fulfilling, and then you don't play the game. Whereas if we have a variety of viable tanks and a variety of viable DPS and healers, then the person who dedicates a little bit of time and really enjoys Mythic Plus has an avenue to be successful. Now, it's not necessarily Blizzard's fault. A lot of this is our fault, because we will sit down and math this out, right? You figure out the composition. Like, someone is going to figure out the composition, and then suddenly we're going to start seeing all of those comps run up the ladder. Yeah? It's not...
Yeah.
It's Blizzard's responsibility to make sure the game is balanced. But it's not their fault completely if they've balanced everything and we find the 0.0001% better choice, right? As long as they're within, and I would say as long as someone's within 5%. Of course, 5% on a higher level key could mean bricking it, right? Especially if you're at that high where every ounce of DPS or survivability or your toolkit is extreme, but those are extreme. And Blizzard tunes, or they should be tuning, since they just released the 3400 achievement, which is supposed to be flexible depending on the seasons. They should be tuning to where every class and every spec can achieve that within reason. This doesn't mean us as the player base will be able to do it on every class. How many people have the spellbook mount from the re-release of Mage Tower, and how many people have all the extra stuff from Legion's version of Mage Tower? There's not many people. Like, yes, we see them out in the world, and they stand out, rightly so. They've had an achievement. When they're on that book, that mount, you know what they've done. That's kind of like a little cryptic. I know what you've done last summer. But anyway, you know that they've accomplished something, right? When you first saw the Delve mount in War Within, the first Nemesis mount. Now I can't think of that guy's name. But anyway, when you saw those out early, you knew that person spent time there. They got it done. They're awesome, right?
Yeah.
Or at least you could celebrate the achievement. Be like, that's cool. I vividly remember queuing up for a key, and the guy shows up with that mount, and I'm like, yo, grats. And like, yeah, I just did it. I was like, awesome. Now you're ready to time this key. But there's that stuff. So I am looking forward, and now we're on a tangent, but I am looking forward to hopefully maybe we see more tanks and maybe we see a little bit more healers. But incidentally, the other night, we were sitting in queue for our 15, and not a damn healer queued up for 30 minutes. It's not that we were being picky. It's there weren't any in the list.
There's
And we
none.
had tanks, which is awkward. Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah.
So maybe this will help. I don't know.
I hope so. And the
Especially
good
if
thing
there's
is,
a
like,
healer
they
out
are.
there who's got a tank friend who's not playing tank because, you know, they feel like the meta is against him, and in some ways it can be, right? Not that I'm
Yeah, and just
worried about a meta comp. It's just, can this person do it?
having variety is nice, where it's not, like, I don't always want to be in a group where it's Brewmaster, Unholy DK, Demo Lock, Ogvoker, Resto Druid. You know what I mean? Like, give me a warrior to heal. Give me a Prot Pally and a Sub Rogue with a Frost DK. You know, like, I like having variety in my groups. I also like to play a variety of characters. So
Clearly.
being like
Clearly.
being stuck to certain ones for the different roles I play, because of the way things are tuned, kind of sucks. Now, granted, I like my Brewmaster, which hasn't been played in several weeks because healing. And I really love my Resto Shaman, which is becoming more meta. You know, it's listed as S tier. I think Druid is still like the quote meta healer, but you know, we're seeing more shamans out there. But Blizzard is like, they are actively like tuning like Pally healers. They had their bug a couple weeks ago, but just yesterday 3 of their big healing spells just got a 15% boost. Holy Priest
Maybe
got a
we'll see
all
paladins.
yeah, and Holy Priest got all healing increased by 6% again yesterday. So there's definitely tuning happening. Also, Prot Paladin's base armor increased by 10% yesterday. So add that on top of all the tank tuning changes that we're going to see on Tuesday. That Pally might be looking pretty good.
Wait, was that armor
Brewmaster,
in addition to the...
that was a
hotfix?
Yeah, that was a hotfix that went in yesterday. So on top of that, you're going to get all the changes coming on Tuesday. Brewmaster got a little bit of a nerf yesterday.
I mean, sure, I guess, maybe.
Like your
So
Zen
did
state
fuck up
increases
one
stagger. Like Brewmaster got a fix where the 4-piece extra kick could target unintended creatures, so that's good. But Zen state got nerfed by 5%, and then high tolerance got a slight change. So not a big nerf or anything, just a little adjustment. But like for Holy Paladins, those are nice increases. That 10% armor for the Prot Pally. Like Rogues got changes yesterday. Like they're actively still adjusting, which is nice. So hopefully that gives us some variety.
I think it is nice that they are still at least paying attention. MDI started, so some of this could be related to that. Like next week, Cup B, maybe they have different choices. Cup A is a little headed, unless I didn't catch it on broadcast, but unless they have these changes in on the tournament realm, Cup A is not going to be able to enjoy these particular changes. But still exciting to watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that up on the second screen this weekend. As I'm leveling my 11th level 90.
Oh my gosh. Why?
I mean,
You
I
do
can't
you,
run
you
keys
know?
all the time.
You do you. I'm ready to do some keys. Are you ready to do some keys?
I am ready to do some keys.
Cool.
Let's do this.
Thanks for watching and or listening.
Leave us comments in the below and subscribe.
What?
Hit the thumbs up button.
Where am I supposed to put that call to action if you just did it?
Right there.
Bye, guys.
Good luck in your keys.
Don't break your timer. And remember,
Skull dies last.